Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is me, Pooja, conducting the weekly analysis for 12th of December 2021. Omicron in India. This is the most, hot topic currently of the country, India. And I would say it's of grave concern as well. We cannot ignore it. Let's see how the history of it and what experts have to say and so on. So, India's first Omicron cases were detected in Karnataka. Two men were tested positive from this Omicron variant, amongst other coronavirus variants. A 66-year-old male and a 46-year-old male were tested positive, and all their primary contacts and secondary contacts were identified and isolated. Probably the reason why Karnataka didn't find much of the cases after this. World Health Organization have suggested that it is not of grave concern as of now because it's not yet posed huge threats or huge risk to the human life or health, but always precaution is better than cure, something that has to be taken care of. After which, on 4th of December, Maharashtra reported its first case where a man who returned from South Africa were tested positive. It was a fourth case in India, and it was the same as with Karnataka, where those two men who were tested positive returned from South Africa itself. And in the world, it is in South Africa that Omicron was first reported. So, most of the cases in India are from those travelers who have come from South Africa. So, in Maharashtra, it was a 33-year-old man who returned from South Africa's Cape Town to Maharashtra's Mumbai via Dubai. And earlier to this, Delhi had tested their population and they reported Delhi's first case. So now you know how it so happened that there are four cases. And just prior to this, a 71-year-old NRI who landed in Gujarat's Jamnagar city from Zimbabwe was found to be infected with the same variant. Later, on 5th of December, there was a small increase. Nine cases found in Rajasthan's Jaipur in particular, and seven in Maharashtra's Pune district. Again, people were from Nigeria. So, this is something that has to be taken care of because we can see there is slight increase. Of course, the increase is not drastic, but we need to, it shows that you need to be cautious about it. It's of concern for sure. And with this, India's Omicron tally reached to 21. A 44-year-old woman, her two daughters aged 18 and 12, who came to visit their brother on November 24th in Pimpri Chinchwad from Lagos, Nigeria, and the 45-year-old brother and his 2.5-year-old and 7-year-old daughters. So all of them were found to be infected. And a 47-year-old man who recently traveled to Finland, he was also tested positive in Pune. And after which we find again two more people on Monday, taking the tally of Maharashtra to 10. And it was a 37-year-old man who returned from South Africa and 36-year-old returnee friend who came from US. After this, there were two foreign returnees who tested positive in Madhya Pradesh. And on December 7th, the center decided to resume scheduled international flights from December 15th. We can say the decision was accurate because all these cases are from travelers who came from abroad, out of the country. So I think this should have happened a little more earlier so that at least there could be some control. And if they find there was serious control that was taking place, then they could have let the flights probably, right? So maybe they found this decision to be better, so they would have opted for it to stop all the international flights from December 15th. And it is suspended till January 31. And this was given by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, abbreviated as DGCA. On Thursday, the states and union territories were asked to ensure adequate buffer stock of 8 critical drugs used for clinical treatment of COVID 19 and were advised to review the readiness of hospitals to deal with any possible surge in cases. So, overall, by this time, India has reported 32 Omicron cases across the states. But the best part is the patients have exhibited mild symptoms, the center said on Friday. It's good that they've just reported mild symptoms and not major ones. The same is the conclusion with WHO as well, who said it's nothing to be worried about as of now, but precautions are always a must. And by today, India reported 5 more new cases, taking the tally to a rise of 38 Omicron cases. So we can see from somewhere about 2 in Karnataka, which started, has reached to 38 in India on 12th of December. Of course, it is not drastic, but it is still about to reach the spike. So we need to be very, very cautious and follow the things. So, what do experts have to say regarding this Omicron virus? Well, they're still under test. They have collected about 25 samples. 25 Omicron patients' blood samples were collected in the laboratory, and they're conducting various tests, mainly focusing on the tests with regards to Covaxin and Covishield. This is all happening in India. So the Indian vaccines Covishield and Covaxin are being tested against Omicron to see if it is effective enough or not. And also, there's a discussion with the center regarding the booster dose for both the vaccines. And also, they're planning to start the jabs for kids. Till now, it was only till the age of 18 or age of 12 who were getting, vaccinated. But now they're trying to make it to the even lower ages as well. That is less than 18 or less than 12. And they're also planning for a booster dose even for the lower age groups. So this is what they have to tell in India. Again, the ICMR also has the same opinion that the increase is not drastic, but to be very we need to be precautionary. We need to follow those rules, and this is what ICMR has to say about. And all over the world, all of them have the same opinion that the variant or this coronavirus variant is very new, so they're not sure of anything. So the only thing they can say is to wear a mask, sanitize your hands, wash your hands frequently, and stay safe and take care, because the variant is still new. We have not got many of the things tests or anything conducted till now. So we really need to be cautious till we come out with a remedy for this. With this, let's move on to the next news for the day, that is IAF chopper crash. CDS Bipin Rawat, who died in the chopper crash, along with his wife Madhulika Rawat and 11 other IAF personnel. So, IAF, abbreviated as Indian Air Force, the chopper was Mi-17. So, let's look at this tragic accident in the history of IAF's Mi-17. The death of this General CDS Bipin Rawat and others in a helicopter crash took place in Tamil Nadu on Wednesday, and it was by a Russian made helicopter Mi-17, which has a history of accidents in India. We need to take note, it has a history of accidents in India itself. So, the Chief of Defence Staff, Bipin Rawat, and his wife, Madhulika Rawat, and 11 other personnel were on board and died in the chopper crash in Tamil Nadu's Kunur in Ooty. And General Bipin Rawat's death was confirmed by IAF's tweet. And this shines a spotlight on the Russian-made Mi-17. Mi-17 V5 is a modern transport helicopter used by the Indian Air Force. It is designed to carry personnel, cargo, and equipment inside the cargo cabin or on an external sling. It is capable of dropping tactical air assault forces and reconnaissance teams. Manufactured by Russia's Kazan Helicopters, It has a range of 1065 km. It can carry a maximum load of 1300 kilograms, flying at a speed of 250 kilometers per hour. But this MI series choppers have involved in a number of crashes over the past 10 years. And since 2010, it has been claiming the lives of at least 42 people. So let's look at the history. First, it took place on 19th November 2010 in Arunachal Pradesh, followed by 30th of August 2012 in Jamnagar, Gujarat, then on 25th June 2013 in Uttarakhand, then 27th of no 6th of October 2017 near Arunachal Pradesh again, 3rd of April 2018 near Kedarnath, and 27th of February 2019 in Budgam, Jammu and Kashmir, and very recently in December 2021 in Tamil Nadu's Kunur. Let's look at the details of all the histories. So in Arunachal Pradesh 2010, dated 19th November, the location is Tawang. Casualties are 12 dead. All 12 armed forces who were on board on IAF Mi-17 were killed. It crashed minutes after takeoff from Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. The 12 people, including 11 IAF officials, two of them pilots, and one army officer, died when the helicopter crashed at Bomdir bordering China. It occurred minutes after the helicopter en route to Guwahati took off from Tawang helipad. The next incident is in Gujarat 2012, dated 30th of August, location Jamnagar, and casualties are 9 dead. 9 Air Force personnel, including 5 officers on board, 2 Mi-17 helicopters, were killed when the chopper collided mid-air shortly after takeoff from an airbase near Jamnagar city. The multi-role helicopters were reportedly out on practice for a bombing mission when the accident occurred. There were 9 personnel on board and all succumbed to injuries. This was a statement from the Ministry of Defense after the accident. The helicopters had taken off from Jamnagar Air Base and were on a routine flying training mission, it also added. The next incident in Uttarakhand 2013, dated 25th June, location Gaurikund, Uttarakhand, casualties are 8 injured. Again, IAF's Mi-17 V5 helicopter crashed while engaged in a rescue mission in Uttarakhand. It put toll at 8, including chopper's 5 crew members, on a rescue mission from Gauchar to Guptkashi, and Kedarnath crashed north of Gaurikund on return leg from Kedarnath. The 8 persons on board, including 5 crew members, sustained fatal injuries, was the statement. Again, another incident in Arunachal Pradesh in 2017, dated 6th October, again near Tawang, and casualties are 7 dead. In Arunachal Pradesh Chuna area, killing all 7 people on board. The crash took place at around 6 a.m. in Chuna, in Yangtze sector. The chopper crashed in a hilly terrain around 12 kilometers from India-China border and around 100 kilometers from Tawang. The helicopter chopper involved in a crash was carrying out an air maintenance mission and had taken off from the Tawang sector. The next crash was in 2018, Uttarakhand, dated 3rd April, location Kedarnath, and with God's grace, casualties are 0. Again, this helicopter carrying construction material crashed in Kedarnath on April 3rd. It was carrying 6 people, all of whom managed to survive the crash. The chopper was on its way from Guptkashi to Kedarnath at the time of crash. The helicopter crashed during landing when it hit the perimeter wall of the Kedarnath temple. And the next crash was on 2019 in Jammu and Kashmir, dated 27th February, location Budgam. Casualties are 6 dead. The Mi-17 helicopter crashed at Budgam after taking off from Srinagar airport. All 6 personnel on board were killed during the crash. It took place around the same time A group of Pakistani fighter jets attempted intruding into Indian airspace in retaliation to the Indian Air Force aerial strike targeting a terror camp in Balakot, Pakistan, a day before. And the last of all, which was a very tragic one, a sad news to know that General Bipin Rawat was also no more with the crash, and this took place on Wednesday. So, what do we understand from this? After so many series or having such a huge history of IAF's Mi-17 chopper crashes, haven't they done anything? What have they done all this while? Haven't they thought about it? These are the questions that should pop up naturally in everybody's mind because even army personnel's lives matter. They are also humans ultimately. Just because they are in uniforms doesn't mean they are meant to die. They're ready to sacrifice their lives is a different story. But that doesn't mean that we give them all chances to sacrifice. Sacrifice is only at the last minute when it is of no other choice. So, with this, we don't understand what was a probe that took place all these while, or haven't they ever thought of even conducting one? And yes, recently for the recent crash, seems like they're conducting a probe. And let's hope at least this would be the last crash or last of any such incident we could try witnessing. So if you enjoyed this analysis, do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to never miss another update. And stay tuned till we meet the next time with a new episode. Thank you. Bye bye and have a good time.